How in the world are you as a home buyer or seller supposed to understand what is actually happening when you're being fed lies? Lies about the economy, lies about the housing market, lies about real estate prices. Just do a little bit of research on Janet Yellen's comments where she tells you that you are doing so much better today and that you're making more money today and keeping more money today than you were pre-pandemic despite all the inflation and all that sort of stuff. And pre-pandemic is just code for when we had a different president, but that's not really the rant that we want to go into today. Today, I'm here to tell you real information to help you make an educated decision that is going to significantly impact your life, okay? And that's a decision about buying or selling real estate in Southern Oregon. The reality is that the news is spewing absolute trash, okay? The economy is booming. No, it's crashing, okay? The housing market's booming. No, it's crashing. There's a boom coming. No, there's a crash coming. Nobody knows. Nobody's telling you real information. And so what I'm going to do here is tell you exactly what's happening here locally in the Southern Oregon real estate market. And then I'm going to tell you what it actually means. Okay, so you have real information to work off of, not some headlines that you read on whatever news channel you like to look at. So between Jackson and Josephine counties, we had 884 single-family residential listings on the market as of this morning, February 28th. 96 new listings, 84 price changes in the last week, 33 came back on the market, 93 went pending, 70 closed, and 26 either expired, withdrawn, or canceled. So what's interesting about that data, and this is what's important for you as a potential buyer or seller to know, is that inventory has been climbing for the last 3 weeks in a row, okay? And that's an interesting thing. But when you look at why that's happening, it's happening because new listings has also been climbing for the last 3 weeks in a row. We've actually had a pretty big number of new listings with that 96 that just came out. That's pretty big, right? New pending sales over the last week was also up pretty big, okay? We're averaging 83 per week over the last 6 weeks, which is a little bit less than where we were last year, where we were averaging about 90 per week. Okay, but to see pending go up to 93, that's pretty good. Okay, so what that's saying is that despite the inventory level increasing, the buying activity is still pretty substantial. Okay, we still have a lot of people buying. So why is the inventory number not going down? And it's because closings. Okay, closings last week was only, well, the week before last was only 39, and it was 50 the week before. So to see that bounce back up to 70, that's pretty good. But we had those last 2 weeks, for whatever reason, they were low numbers of closings, and that obviously affects the inventory number, because that's really the only way for that inventory number to come down is for houses to either close and go off of the list, or expire, withdraw, or cancel off of the list. Okay, so you have those ones going off of the list, and you have new listings adding on to it. We've had, like I just said, a stable number of new listings. So anyways, that's what's going on with the data, with the numbers. And in the time, right, we've had mortgage rates over the last week or a couple weeks have continued to climb. Okay, and we all expected those to start coming down. But with the latest economic news and CPI data and all these sorts of things, they have not done that. Okay, interest rates, mortgage interest rates have not been coming down. Actually, as a matter of fact, over the last month of February, we started the month at about 6.5% on a 30-year mortgage, and we're now at about 7.25% for most of them. And that's, again, based on just the economic data of what we've seen, right? What we've seen with CPI and jobs reports and all those things. That's what's affecting the mortgage rates. But the thing that I've mentioned in a number of my videos recently is that there is a loan program out there right now that's for 5.5% on a 30-year conventional mortgage. And I just cannot understand why more people are not tuning in and doing something about that. I mean, that is a gift, it seems like to me, to be able to have that right now. And that's offered through First Community Credit Union, who I have no affiliation with. I'm not telling you that you should use them or whatever. I'm just telling you that product exists right now, and that's who it exists with. So check it out. I don't know exactly what all the qualifications are for it, but if I were to be a buyer right now, I can tell you that is absolutely somewhere I would be looking, because they're advertising on their website 5.5% on a 30-year mortgage. So if I'm a buyer, though, and I know that I can go get 5.5% right now if I have got, the qualifications to do that, am I going to buy? Absolutely. Yes. 100% yes. Because, and even if it was a higher mortgage rate than the 5.5%, yes. Because home prices have been going up. Okay, they have been going up. There's no debate about it, right? Like if you look at any of the videos I've done recently, I've talked all through the data. Home prices in Southern Oregon are going up. Don't listen to what you're hearing on the national news about what's going on in New York or Michigan or wherever. It doesn't matter. What matters to you about buying or selling real estate in Southern Oregon is what's happening to real estate in Southern Oregon. Okay, I think we could all agree that makes a ton of sense. What matters about your local decision is what's happening locally in our market. And what's happening locally in our market is that home values are going up. Okay, they've been doing it. They're going to continue to do it because we have a shortage. Okay, even with the high number of inventory right now, that's still a shortage. Okay, with the amount of closings that we had and the number of inventory that we have on the market, that's only like 12 weeks, right? And 12 weeks is like 3 months. That's a shortage, right? 6 months of inventory is considered to be a balanced market. We're half of that, okay? Half. And so we have an inherent shortage in this market. We have people moving in from other areas, California, Washington, all over the place. People are moving here from all over the place because they want our low cost of living. They want our good climate. They want all of these things that you probably love about living in Southern Oregon, okay? And so that's happening, all right? And so, yes, like it is a great time to be a buyer in Southern Oregon. It's also a great time to be a seller because we're just getting into the busiest time of the year historically, right? Like as we get into the spring season, that's always typically the busiest. Well, not typically, it always is. Like it's just a cyclical nature of the business. It goes up in the spring and then starts to come down in the late summer and level off. And so that's just what it is. So if you're a seller, does it make sense to sell given all these, different things going on with the economy and with mortgage rates and all that? Is there still gonna be a buyer wanting to buy your house? Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to wait, until maybe school's out where it's more convenient for your kids or whatever the case is, great. Like that's fine. But I wouldn't hesitate for a second to say don't list your house now because there's something else coming, because rates are going to come down. You want to wait till that happens because there's going to be more buyers. Like, no, now is a great time. Okay, a month from now is going to be a great time unless there's something totally crazy that happens between now and then. But as we get closer and closer into the spring season, anytime between now, again, February 28th, and April is prime time. Like that is a great time to be a seller. And I actually like to be in it maybe a little bit earlier, like now, February, March, because you kind of beat the big rush. Like we saw 96 new listings hit the market this week. It's going to be in the hundreds as we start getting into March and April. Like there's going to be into the hundreds. And so there's competition amongst buyers, of course, but there's going to be competition amongst those listings where a buyer's going to go out and say, hey, like I saw that nice 3-bed, 2-bath home, and there's another one that just went on the market in the same neighborhood a couple days ago, right? So you got to keep that in mind too. There's a little bit less competition as a seller right now than there's going to be in a couple months. So anyways, if you're thinking about buying or selling, those are both things that I think are important for you to know. That's all, about the local Southern Oregon real estate market. And if there's anything I can do to help you with that buying or selling, if you want to learn, buy, or list real estate here, I'd love to help you. 541-954-7758 is my direct number. Call me, text me. You can find my email down in the description of this video below. And check out this other video about the Southern Oregon real estate market if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.